Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Rambling along with Psychic Duck. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So, Psychic Duck, it's just you and me. Linda's not here. Yeah, she's not feeling good. No, not feeling good. So, we're going to send her some psychic healing soup. I was going to say chicken soup, but no. Psychic Duck says that's foul. Okay, so had some good questions for her, but she'll be on maybe next week, or give her some time to recuperate. We're in holiday season. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. I am not a big religion fan. I'm not a war fan, and it seems like all religions somehow have so much polarity hooked in with what they're trying to say that if you don't believe in it my way, I'm going to kill you. That's kind of what they say. Who was that comedian that had Ahmed the terrorist? Everything and say, I kill you. Yeah, anyway. I stopped watching him because it was like, this is kind of Trumpian. And as I think of this administration, and one of the questions I was going to ask Linda is how she sees this regime just dropping, just letting go. And I go, is it going to be like, are we just going to flush everything down the toilet? Is it going to be a trickle? How's it going to go? And I think back on like the Nixon saga. There were still people hanging on to Nixon. No, we still believe. They're believing in that Republican stronghold. And I really, and maybe I'll look at that in a little bit. The Republican Party, where's it going? It just seems like it's, they're still defending themselves. And I go, how can't you? You're not doing any work. You're not even showing up for work. You're blocking things that people like. You're not even bringing it up for a vote. So, the Democrats are pushing, along with the Republicans, this bill, what's it called? I forgot the name, to get past the speaker and get a bill onto the floor to vote, and something petition. Anyway, and so they've had like 3 to 5 of them in the works, which is super unusual. So the Republican Party is so ineffectual, but people are still standing up and going, yeah, we got this. And is it because that we're still hanging on to the idea that the Republicans are good for the economy? I know, speaking for myself, that years past, I can hear my parents go, the Republicans are good for the economy. And it's an interesting dynamic because my grandfather, super Democratic. He was a Democrat. What he did, he helped Latino people, he helped women, he helped a lot of people reclaim some of their power that had been taken away from the male-dominated Republican type. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Let me move on. Because so many people follow what their parents say, which is why a lot of people voted Republican. Well, my dad voted Republican. My family voted Republican, so I vote Republican. Do you know the issues? No. my wife and I talk about how, we all should vote. We all should have the right to vote. And she goes, no, if you don't know what's going on in the country, if you don't know what you're voting for, then you shouldn't vote. And she's got a point there. But how does that work? That's another thing. All right, so if I can remember, because we're rambling, we'll look at that. The other thing I want to look at is Venezuela. Epstein docs are coming out today. I don't think so. I think they'll put something out, but we'll maybe I'll look at it. I've got such mixed feelings on it. My thoughts are with the victims. So they want accountability. They want closure. And so I'm all for that. At least that's my impression. What do I know? An old white guy saying what sexual abuse victims want. I don't know. Okay. Three Eye Atlas. It is the closest to Earth in its trajectory. So I want to look at that again. I haven't looked at it in a while. Maybe I'll look at that in the very beginning, just to get the energy, what's the message. Because before, when I read on it, I got that it came from creator source energy. And I went, wow, because I used my contact cards with that, my ET contact cards. And I kept getting source energy. I had like 3 cards that said source energy. I'm like, wow. So we'll look into it again, see what, I'm not going to go into, is it a spaceship? Is it not a spaceship? It's all energy. We're all energy. So let's see what that has to say. The National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder, Colorado is being dismantled as so much of our structure in the U.S. is being dismantled. Trump put his name on the Kennedy Center Memorial, and I'm thinking, it's a memorial. Is he telling us something? That pretty soon that'll be true? It'll be a memorial for him? Not really. He just likes to play loud music because, and I think it's only a couple of tunes. He's not somebody for the arts. Look at. Anyway. The Wisconsin judge got convicted. I didn't see that happening. At least I don't think I did. I just didn't see that. So I want to look to see how the other judge. Now it's going to go to appeal, and maybe that'll get off. Maybe she'll get off there. But it's certainly going to appeal, and I want to see how the other judges are going to look at that. Trump's speech screaming fast. So we're finding a lot of synchronicities in things. And so Trump's really fast screaming speech, I didn't watch it. I can't watch this guy. But took me down a rabbit hole. So when Linda and I were talking about, how you feeling? You want to do the show? Let's postpone it. It's good. I'm fine with that. And she goes, yeah, let's do that. And she goes, she hates being sick. I am the biggest baby. I am cranky as hell. Psychic Duck doesn't even want to be around me. She goes, oh, hell no. So I said, I wish I could come up and she goes, you got a lot of stuff to do with the holidays and stuff. And I go, I wish I could be up there. I'll be your girl Friday. And then I go, no, it's the man Friday. And then I went, no, and so I had to look it up. And the movie was His Girl Friday. and it was with Cary Grant and who else was it? Rosalind Russell. And when I'm Googling it, it said this movie had the fastest dialogue of any movie. And I'm going, that's kind of like Trump's speech. But the director, what was it? What's the director's name? Howard Hawk said, I want this to be the fastest dialogue of any movie. And so he sped it up. I'm like, what the hell? And it was kind of like Trump's speech. From the little bit that I heard, besides, I don't like people screaming at me, so I didn't really listen, but it seemed like it was going really fast, and everybody was talking about, man, this speech was fast. I don't know, is there any connection? See, that is the art of a ramble. You just mix-match things together, and sometimes they make sense, and other times they don't. 3i Atlas, I just looked at the clock, 11:11. Been getting that a lot, 11:11. When I started this video, it was 11:11. But this was 11 minutes in, 11 seconds in. Double 11:11s. What the hell? So many of us, so many are making these synchronistic connections. And when we do, sometimes they make sense, like that ramble. I don't know if it made any sense. But fast speaking, two things, fast speaking, okay. But pay attention to what we're thinking of when we see those synchronistic moments. And it doesn't have to be numbers. It can be a lot of things. I was talking to Medium Kim today. She had and we were talking and doing some mediumship stuff, and a little hummingbird showed up. Is that a word? Showed up right in front of my my window. Just hung there. And hummingbirds, oh my gosh. Awesome. They are a power animal of the north and in the Andean cultures. And when we look at that hummingbird and what it can do, how far it travels, how fast it travels, how defensive it can be, how calming it can be, how still it can be while it's beating its wings a million miles an hour. Which brings me to 3i Atlas. There is a shift, a change in our planetary system. Let's see what 3i Atlas. What is it? Let's just get the message. I'm going to use my Galactic Heritage deck. And at the base, we pull the Lemurian era. Okay. So, with the Lemurian era, for me, I love Lemuria. I love going up to Shasta and tapping into the energy of Telos, the Lemurians. For those that don't know, there's a fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional city. I don't get the dimensions. They're numbers to me. But a higher dimensional city that is that is cloaked. There's an underground city, and sometimes these beings are invisible to us except through our mind's eye, and sometimes they're visible to us when they adjust their energy frequency to us. And but it's all about peace. It's all about harmony. It's all about working with the duality, the good and the bad, and not having so much judgment that we create a false narrative, but it's just living in harmony, in right relationship with their world. So 3i Atlas, the base of it is this Lemurian energy. All right, so I did a portal spread with this, and this is just drops you down into a portal. Let me pull this down, and let's see what we can make sense out of here. Okay, I'm going to kick everything over so you can see it just a little bit better. Okay, move all my Lemurian crystals. So here's one that I got. And I wonder if you can see it, if I can show this, because it was really bright for me. Come on, can I show it? Anyway, there's steps in here, ridges in here. This is my sail Lemurian crystal. It's pretty cool. Dropped a card. And so the Lemurian crystals they keep levels of knowledge in here. So it's kind of like an Akashic record of the Lemurian age. Let me pick up my card that I dropped. The card that I dropped was logic and reason. Interesting, yes? Maybe we're putting too much logic and reason into what this 3i Atlas is. Is it a comet? Is it not a comet? And be careful, there's a lot of AI stuff out there that is giving some false information. So, do your own pendulum work, do your own card work, tap into what you feel is the truth. Okay, let's take a look at this. Is the portal energy. Self-discipline. Okay. So, 3i Atlas, what do you bring into us? Creative communication. Okay. I don't think I need to go into that anymore. When we go into but I am, because we're rambling. When we go into the communication aspect of it, we can do it in a linear form that has a lot of logic and reason, and make sure you put the punctuation in the correct place, or you could grab a pen and paper and start scribbling and saying, what is 3i Atlas telling me? Give me a message. Give me 3i Atlas message. Give me a 3i Atlas message. Connect with 3i Atlas. And then see what happens. And I don't know if I would do it that way, but I would start scribbling. Great book called Writing Down the Bones for people who just want to start writing. And it is amazing. And one of the techniques is just start writing. It doesn't matter what you say. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about sentence structure. Just be creative in your communication. So the 3i Atlas is giving us creative information. It's about common ground in a hybrid parallel time stream. So this could be so many different things. What does common ground mean to you? Is it coming in with a transition type of message that is going to unify everybody? Is it talking about getting into the right kind of relationship with Mother Earth? Common ground. We're all on the same planet, and maybe it'll say, you guys are thinking too singularly. It's not the common planet, it's the universe. So what is common ground that they're going to share with us? Well, it's going to be creative. So open up. Let's open up. Let's not be too logical in our reasoning. Let's open up to something. It's also going to talk about our hive mind. This is working together for the better good of things. This is not working together so that one person can get $1 billion or $1 trillion. This is one person working for the hive, for the group. And again, you can go sideways with the hive mind, but that's what I'm picking up here. Interesting. We get a homing beacon. What does that tell you about this 3-eye atlas that's coming in? What is the homing beacon? Is it telling us, hey, is it being homed into Earth as common ground, or is it telling us, no, we are the homing beacon for the universal energy of creative communication? So, as we drop down into the portal energy of the message, we get seduction and addiction. So this is a tricky one. Seduction and addiction. So when we do something and we start repeating it, we get addicted to something. And then when we try to break away from it, we find that we are being seduced back into the addictive habits. And so this card is reminding us that to pay attention to what we're being addicted to. So for me in my life, what I'm being addicted to is, besides the opium drug, is the news cycle. And it's the same old crap. I mean, it's like, hey, so after this reading, you can turn this off because I'm going to tell you what's going to be in the news. Our old structures are falling apart. They're being destroyed in a way that is going to allow us to rebuild better. Okay? So, but I have one more card, so don't go away yet. But that's the news cycle. And it's all based on fear. It's all based on seduction and addiction. How do we seduce you to watch more of this fear-based news? The last card we get is 24, self-discipline. Self-discipline. Let me back up to this card here, because I did pull a little bit from the book. And what this says is, with this seduction and come on, Danny, and addiction, it says, if our consciousness and our planet is going to transform, we must learn to resist the seduction of this addiction, which will shift us into a transcended state. So it's talking about, if we get rid of this, we are going to be shifting into a transcended state of newness. And it takes self-discipline. So there's always a plus and minus with these cards, but it does take self-discipline to get rid of this seduction and addiction. It does take self-discipline to do your meditation so that we can tap into this hive mind, the homing beacon of this communication. So we need to, for me, it's like I need to set this and put it in my calendar. A little too much logic and reason, but for now, put it in my calendar, because if it's in my calendar, then I'll do it. It makes sense. Okay? So, 3-eye atlas. Yeah. We have good news coming with 3-eye atlas. It says break the communication, break the addiction cycle, the seduction addiction cycle. We're going to be transformed. we are moving into a better place. That reading was full of hopium. Love it, love it, love it. All right, yikes, 25 minutes. Ramble. Rambling. Did you hear how I said it? It sounded like wheels squealing down the road. All right, I want to look at Venezuela again. I looked at Venezuela before, and I did not see that there was going to be any kind of armed conflict, boots on the ground, but I heard that Venezuela is now going to be sending and their warships to escort tankers. And the U.S. has a huge fleet in the Caribbean. So it's just, and you got a madman at the helm. So it's a recipe for disaster. So, and as soon as I said that, I'm going, our galactic friends they're hanging out. They're watching this. They're seeing this. What do you guys feel? Do you feel like there are pods coming out of 3i Atlas? Do you? Am I the only one? Little pods. Let me know if you see a lot of lenticular clouds. I like saying that word, lenticular. Okay, Venezuela. And somebody commented when I was talking about the Democratic leader that won the election that was forced into exile. Someone said, "You don't know anything about this woman." You're right. I don't. It's what I read. And the reason I'm bringing that up is that I could have read something that was false. So we need to trust our own intuition. So much AI is coming out there that's kind of fooling us. And we think it's real. It may not be real. Trump's speech, was that AI? They got the tech bros. They can do that so easy. And they just sped it up. We could look into it, see, what the cards say about it. Was that AI? I don't know why they would make them so angry. Well, because they didn't have the program right. And I saw, who was it? I think it was Libby that said, "Oh, they didn't use the right speech." And I just saw the headline that she said. I didn't watch the video because I was going to read on it, and that makes sense. Maybe they threw it up too late, and so that's why it was fast, and they had to get it into a certain time frame. But why would anybody actually think to create that? Because it was just a bitch fest. I'm the greatest. I mean, this guy is so off with his plaques. Oh my God, he's got plaques for those who are really clueless. Thank you. I'm glad you are. He has all the president's posters, not posters, portraits, and underneath them he put these long plaques, and he commented on the presidency of these past presidents. I'm like, who has that time? I'm retired. I don't have that time. It's crazy. Why isn't anybody asking? How does he have time to do this? Oh, he's multitasking. He doesn't sleep. No, he doesn't sleep. He's tweeting. Okay, sorry. Where am I going with this? Venezuela. Is Venezuela. Talk to me about these oil tankers. You know, and my opium drug kicks in, and I go, maybe Congress will grow. Congress is going on vacation again. I want to be a congressman. What are you doing? Oh, I'm on vacation. You sound like you're somebody from Missouri that doesn't have a job. Yeah. My name's Josh Hawley. I'm a congressman. I think he's a senator, though. And senators work a little harder than congressional people. What's going on? Venezuela. Warships following tankers. Oof, loss. But it's an emotional loss. Some oil going to be spilled in the sea. Oh, please, no. Let me drop it down. So we have the Five of Cups. We have cups spilled. That looks just like a lot of oil. There's water. It's very emotional. Not all of it, but there's going to be some. We have the Death Rebirth card. We have somebody strong at the base of this, bringing some information. Somebody strong, and I normally get this as like a UN or NATO or something overseas card. In the past, it's loss, losing your way, financial loss, and that's what the administration is trying to do, is trying to cripple Venezuela's income, their financial markets, because a lot of it is based on oil. Lotus. Queen of Cups. Over the top of it. Oh, we're almost at Christmas. Please, come on. And this card here, the crown is just about ready to settle on her head. For those of you who like the opium pill. And we get a celebration. Wow, looks like these people have upped their dose of opium a lot. 4 of Wands. In other decks, the Rider-Waite shows a big White House, and so some people think it's a celebration of the White House. And because the White House is now like half, the East Wing's demolished, they have to have a tent. Okay, that was a little silly. Okay. Venezuela and the Anchorage. So I'm hoping, because I have opium, that the Queen of Cups is going to give us something to celebrate. Internally, there's some quiet time, some self-reflection, some shedding a light on a situation. I look at this card, and when I looked at it, this hermit with the long hair, I go, oh, it's a female up there. And I went, oh, it's Kamala sitting on a cliff overlooking the ocean, shining her light, doing Big Lebowski. This aggression must not stand, man. Page of Pentacles, new path forward. a little tentative, a little balancing. Hopes and fears are the Queen of Pentacles, financial, security. And the final outcome is the Ace of Swords, new truth. Okay. Luckily, I'm not seeing any tower moment. I am seeing the 5 and the death rebirth card though. Ace of Pentacles. 2 new starts and moving away from sorrow. On the water. Okay. I want to look at the oceans around Venezuela. It feels like there is going to be, it feels like there's going to be something, especially with this loss in the death rebirth card, but it feels like it's going to be tempered with calming energy, a higher authority of female energy that is going to come in and set things right. Because there is no calming energy in this administration. Okay. Did I say Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate? Happy Hanukkah. You know, this is such a tricky time of year for me, but so many people want to be in that happiness of that joy, and for me, I go into the restriction of religion, and I struggle with that. So I hear Ian Anderson, is that his name? The Christmas spirit is not what you drink. These Christmases, though, maybe so. All right, the oil. The oceans in the Caribbean. What's the waters of the Caribbean around Venezuela? Talk to me. Next month, next 2 months, waters in Venezuela. Walking away from sorrow. That means something got spilled to me. 3 of Wands. Still looking at the water. Looking at things burning in the water. This woman's waiting for the wave to come in. Checking out the surf. But waters in the Caribbean. At the base of the reading is the death rebirth card. And the past is the devil, is Trump, the manipulation. He's talking about taking the whole country, taking what is ours. I'm like, what? What happened to him not wanting to be the policeman of the world? 8 of Wands, coming in fast. Something big coming in fast. Something will come to fruition. The 2 of Wands. We have Strength, the Magician, Page of Swords in the hopes and fears, and the 2 of Swords at a crossroads. Being tied up, not being able to see clearly. Boom! We get the sunshine. And movement. So the oceans off of, let me drop this down so you can see. The oceans are the waters in the Caribbean. There's bad stuff going on there from what I see. The 8 of Cups, walking away from water, a mess. There's flames. The 3 of Wands, looking at water, with flames, passion. Maybe it's maybe there's some environmentalists that are just going to go, are you crazy? What are you doing? Other nations, because this is looking overseas, other nations. Something's going to, fast news with the Eight of Wands. And we got strength in the Magician. Some magic happens from outside, from external forces. And then at the crossroads, being tied up, the Two of Swords. And again, this is in the Rider-Waite, there is water behind it and it's rough seas. Not so much here. She's just being restricted in her ability to act, to make a decision, and she's blind. So this, when I say that, this could be Pumpkinhead that is just tied up, can't make a decision. And then what happens is full illumination and a movement card. So this may cause him to be exiting. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got going. National Centers for Atmospheric Research. So I get an email from Rita, who lives in Colorado. And I put this up on my community page. She goes, Colorado is supposed to be having huge winds, like in the 100-mile-an-hour winds. Power is being cut off. These winds create massive fires. We don't need to look, just look around the world. These massive wind-driven fires. It's not because the water was turned off. Everybody knows that. It was because these stupid Coloradians don't rake their leaves. Come on. Sorry. That was bad. Okay. Huge winds, power out, trying to keep the power lines from falling down and sparking if that was live power. And so I went online and I looked at the weather, no winds. I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I go on YouTube and I see, news from Colorado, huge winds. And I'm like, but the forecast says nothing. And then I read that the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder, Colorado is being dismantled. I'm like, are you kidding? So Russell Vogt is dismantling our weather systems. And I knew that was happening. A lot of the weather guys are leaving because they can't forecast correctly. So I want to see, I guess I'll stick with these same cards. I want to see, are we getting into a place that is going to create a massive weather event and not be warned because we don't have the tools anymore. One of the things with hurricanes is that you can track them. Earthquakes, not so much. But you could still access it. But it's all about, well, we're not warming up, we're not this, we're not that. And I'm like, no climate change. Well, of course there's climate change. And they go, well, it's just a natural occurrence. Yeah, and it's the pollution. So it's a natural occurrence and the pollution. We can't do anything about the natural occurrence, but we can do something about the pollution. All are we going to be surprised by a big weather event that is not being reported on because we've dismantled our ability to forecast certain weather phenomenon? Are we going to be blindsided? 3 cards. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, that's not a tower, but it's upside down. We're not right side up. We're suspended. We're looking at things from a different point of view because we don't have our tools to be able to look at things. Wheel of Fortune, cyclical wheel, karmic wheel, and the Two of Pentacles. Juggling, balancing. So I'm not getting a strong yes, a strong no, but be careful because this karmic wheel of fortune is, and them juggling things, it feels like you're going to have to juggle how you get your information. Go back to the old farmer's almanac, pull out your dowsing rods and go, what's the weather looking like? And the shamans of the indigenous medicine people of the U.S. and the shamans in the Andeans and Siberia, certain shamans would have skill sets to change and pay attention to the weather. Maybe we need to find some of those people and go listen to them, because we're not listening to the scientists, and we are shifting. We are getting back to a more basic level of being in the correct relationship with Mother Earth. It's 12-12 as I look at this. Jack Smith. I'm not going to read on him. I think we have not heard the last of him. The Epstein docs, we'll see if they come out. I still think that they're going to be so heavily redacted. Is this going to cause, let's just look at the Epstein docs, is this going to cause more deflections from the Republican Party? The Epstein documents. Is this going to be, is Pam Bondi going to give another empty binder? Dan Bongino, gone. That should be interesting. What's he going to say when he goes back to his podcast ways? What's he going to say? Is he going to be... we'll see. Okay. 12-12. I gotta get going. The Epstein files. Is this going to cause more Republican deflections? We have the Emperor. We have a celebration. 2 women dancing. Yay. So that's it's in the Empress. Is this news going to be coming from Russia? And then I thought, or China, about the Epstein files? Because I don't think it's going to be coming from the U.S. government. I always thought that it was going to be coming from another place. And when I pulled this, I went, oh, that's going to bring some new information out. So I'm saying, yes, it is going to cause some more deflections because of people are dancing in the street. But it's about when I saw this, and she's pregnant with a new earth, a new world, and So when I thought of Russia, but I immediately thought of China after that, because the administration is giving Taiwan like $4 billion worth of weapons that pissed off China. Anyway, I think, yes, I think it is going to cause more deflections. What about, got to go rapid fire here at the end. Eileen Cannon. I think she's going to hold it up again. So I want to go to the judges. The judge under fire, Wisconsin convicted Judge Hannah Dugan on a felony obstruction charge. She faces a maximum sentence of 5 years, but it's going to be probably lower under federal sentencing guidelines, whatever that means. They'll just change it. And there will be an appeal with any sentence likely held in abeyance until it is completed, till the appeal is completed. Our whole judicial system is going to shift, because this type of appeal where you don't have to go to jail is, they need to fix that a little bit. And I'm not sure how to do it. But if one judge says, you know, the court case says, yeah, you're guilty, off they go. Cold, callous, yes. And then, what about the innocents? Not an easy question. What are the judges thinking? How are they feeling right now? These federal judges. What's going on in their minds? How do they feel about this case? Oh. Well, I don't know. That looks like happiness. How do they feel about this case? Happy. Really? I think there's an underlying thing here, but that was interesting first card. Oh, that's another interesting card. Another happiness card. Queen of Wands. Joyful in what she's bringing forth. Five of Cups is sadness. That's at the base of this. Let's drop it down. That's at the base. Okay. Certainly, yeah. Can see that. In the past, we have, okay, death, rebirth. Ten of Swords up at the top. So normally getting stabbed in the back, getting stuck, but this is finding new freedoms. And we have the Queen of Swords. I mean, it's the judges. They are the Queen of Swords. This woman is the Queen of Swords. She's not done. She's going, yeah, okay, you guys messed up. I think she's got some ideas or some precedent that's going to be brought out. It's sad right now. It's a new beginning, though. It's the ending of an old cycle, new beginning. Yep, Queen of Pentacles, new growth, new abundance. Knight of Swords, fast-moving action. This is from the external point of view. Let's get on that motorcycle. Let's go. Hopes and fears. Page of Wands. Just, yeah. Carefree. Go. Let this information fly. Tower moment. Tower moment for who? Four Pentacles. Hold on. being conservative. So is it Tower moment for the conservatives who are doing this? I don't know if she's liberal or conservative, and judges, it shouldn't matter. Most judges and most legal people, prosecutors and FBI people, they don't bring their politics into it. This administration makes you bring your politics into it. So being conservative and how you spend money, being conservative, I'll just leave it at that. Tower moment, being conservative, and we have the Ace of Swords, new truth coming. Okay. How do these judges feel? They see the change. They do see the change, and I think they seem happy with it. But it's a lightning strike. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get that death rebirth card right away, but I mean up at this position, at the final position, but that's kind of what this card is. Breaking down the foundations to rebuild it again quickly. So that is kind of a similar to death rebirth card. So the whole judicial system, or is it just Trump's judicial system? Okay, that's it. Put the cards away. Stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you. All right. Have a great week and see you Sunday. Be good to each other. It's the Christmas holidays coming up. It's Hanukkah holidays. Come together, be happy. Peace and love.